All right. Bing bong. 1, 2, 3. I just felt like recording a video before I went to bed. I'm an absolute fiend, so don't look at the time. I kind of wanted to talk about my experience. I finally got the C19, and this is years now that we've been dealing with the P word and endemic. And, you know, as someone who followed very strict precautions for the very first couple years, and then, like for the most part, I did a lot. I was always masked up at work, gloved. I had to work as basically as an essential worker. Not that I was in a hospital or anything like that, but my job did not allow me to not work. And I was, working with people. I was in the public and customer service type stuff, scenarios, sort of. Um, and yeah, it's just weird. Just want to reflect real quick on the experience of like being this deep into it. So we're in September of 2022 and finally getting it and really getting it from family. I still didn't really get it from the public. Um, it just ass. It sucked. And so I just want to real quick. That was the preface. This is the video. I just wanted to share my experience. Let's liven this up a little bit. Some elevator music. I should have started that at the beginning. So yeah, that'll keep things nice and lively. But wait, let me make sure it sounds okay. Yeah, that sounds good. So I just want to like kind of go through like what happened with me specifically, because for everyone it's gonna hit them differently. And at this point, I feel like I'm gonna be one of the last people to get it. Shouts out to anyone that's made it as long as I have, without getting the brovid. Yeah, so just best of luck to you guys. You don't want this, even though most people have gotten it at this point. But essentially, so Thursday was the last day I worked, 9/1, and I had like the start of a sore throat. So I could kind of tell that my throat was a little off, but nothing to be alarming. Essentially, it was almost as if I went to sleep with the window open, because that is actually something that happened. And I just figured, maybe I just breathed in too much cold air through the night, and my throat didn't like it. I'm used to sleeping in my warm, humid-ish kind of room because of my computer. And it's a very small room, and I keep everything, blinds really locked down. They block the light. It's usually pretty warm. I'm a naturally kind of cold person. I mean, you can see like my physique here. I'm not a big guy, so I'm on the colder side, and so I bundle up and I kind of really just wrap myself in everything, and my tons of pillows everywhere and stuff. Anyways, so yeah, I had a sore throat. It was very, very, very mild, and I went to work like everything was normal. Didn't think anything of it. It wasn't until Friday that I woke up and actually felt like shit. And that's when I was like, okay, I had held off from wanting to, waste an at-home test. I'd picked some up from my parents the night before going home. And so we ended up using one of those since I actually had symptoms at that point. I felt like I'd gotten the vaccine or the booster. So just, I should have also mentioned this, but like, full disclosure, I'm fully vaccinated. I have the boosters, you know, so I was prepared to the point where if I did get it, I wanted to be in my tip-toppy shape to fight it and make sure that I was going to be, you know, not walking out of this with long COVID or respiratory problems or damaged lungs or, you know, anything like that. Keep in mind also, because I drive at work and stuff like that, I'm always snacking. So meanwhile, while this was all happening of me getting sick, I had like a canker sore. Like, just imagine my tongue, right on the center tip. I had this canker sore starting to form because I had been eating fucking sour gushers and fucking chips, just super salty stuff. I eaten a bunch of I love eating like pumpkin seeds and sunflower seeds, just all kind of like seed based stuff. Pumpkin seeds, sunflower seeds. There's one other one, roasted sunflower seeds. There's something else. There's another seed that I like, but anyways, and so keep that in mind. So basically, you know, I wake up, I feel like shit. I take the at-home test that I have. We have 2, and it's fucking, you know, I'm doing all this shit. I'm reading the booklet. It's telling me all the instructions, and you know, it tells you to wait 15 minutes, dude. I'm seeing it saying I'm positive within like 40 seconds of doing it, and I'm like, fuck, like it's over. Like, bro, you're done. You're sick. This is what you always feared. And at this point, my throat was a little bit more sore, and it was bad. I was just like, I'm fucked, and I felt physically like I got hit by a truck. I felt as if I had fucking walked outside with a blindfold on, and then some fucking dude who just robbed the 7-Eleven down the street fucking hit me in his hoopty ass Buick, and it's got, you know, fucking one spare tire blown out and 2 hubcaps missing, and maybe a cop car little light bar thing on it that doesn't work anymore. That's what I felt like I got hit by. So, you know, that sucked, and I was like, fuck, I'm actually sick. Now the next day, on the 3rd, on Saturday, it literally felt like I had glass in my throat. Throughout COVID, my worst symptoms were a sore throat and nose was running, bro. I'm talking miles. It was so ridiculous. At one point, we had to do an emergency run, and I actually had to go to CVS to help pick out medicine that I needed. And so this whole time, I'm double masked up, right? You know, even at the house, even here, because I didn't want to get my girlfriend sick. It ended up happening anyways, but at least we went a few days before she got it from me. So, long story short, I'm in CVS. I'm looking at all these fucking bottles of medicine, and I'm like, I'm trying to find one that's more separated, kind of like you're taking like the individual pills, right? And I don't want these like conjoined. Well, for the most part, at first, I was looking for more like ones that just tackled individual symptoms, so I could control when I'm taking what. They don't have that shit anymore. So the whole time, I'm sitting here reading these labels of different medicines. I gotta back up. The reason why we're even here, I cannot swallow pills. I can't. I try to take the pill, and it's too big, and I start tasting it, and it gets lodged in my throat. I can't swallow it, so I just sit there and endlessly gag. Right? I have like tears streaming down my fucking eyes because I'm gagging, and it's disgusting. And so I eventually just like throw the pill up. I don't know what the fuck is wrong with me. I can't take the pills. I even chop them up with a fucking giant knife, and I try to take them like that. And if they give the slightest shape or fucking odd piece that just doesn't like, it's not smooth, where it just goes, whoop, then it's over for me. I can't do it. I can't do it. The guafenicine or whatever the one is that is like an expectorant, that pill is like that big, bro. It's not okay. They need to fucking stop making giant ass pills like that. Fuckers. So anyways, I'm here, double masked up in the CVS, right? No booty cake, all double masked up here, not back here. And so I'm fucking, my nose is just dripping and the inside of my mask. And I'm fucking freaking out. The minute stuff starts to touch my mustache, you know, I start freaking out because it's like tickling and it's wet and it's disgusting. And so this whole time I'm having like this fucking crisis where I'm reading the backs of these Tylenols and all these brands of, you know, flu medicine and stuff like that, flu symptom medicine. And they're all the same. I'm like, what the hell is going on here, bro? I need some good medicine. And I'm trying to find some that's, you know, varied in a way, and none of them are varied. They're all like, they fucking cure like 4 things at once. So I end up getting this fucking double pack of a day and night one. And it works fine. It's fine. At the end of the day, I just couldn't take the pills. So that's all that matters. No fucking pills for me. And so yeah, we get this shit, and I'm you know, I gotta like do my best to like sound normal to the person at the counter, because I don't want them to fucking know that I'm like actually really sick, but I'm fucking dying here. And we had to run it late at night when nothing else is open, because I needed the medicine or I was gonna fucking explode. And so, you know, I grabbed like an aloe drink, and I take the shit up to the counter, and I muster my best and most clear voiced, like, you know, thank you, 1 bag, you know, whatever, have a good night. I get outside, and I'm just like, take off the outer mask, take off the inner mask, and I'm just like, this is fucking disgusting. Put it in our little trash bag that I had with me, and you know, I had tissue in the car, so I was like, and then I put the other mask on, then a new mask on. And okay, so the worst symptoms the whole time were, it felt like there was glass in my throat at all times. Anytime I had to swallow my own spit, anytime I had to, just fucking breathing sometimes was like hurting my throat. My throat was my #1 worst symptom. Second, this actually happened the whole midway block, so like this whole area. I was double masking up so much, even when sleeping, even when in the house, no matter what, that the tops of my ears were getting raw. They were physically like red and dented, and I've never had that much pain from things hanging on my ear. It was absolutely insane. It was one of the craziest things that's ever happened. I've been wearing masks for years while working through this. I'm pretty sure I can say pandemic at fucking 13 minutes into the video without it getting shitted on. But anyways, so yeah, I essentially, I've never had this issue because I always use like cotton masks or masks with filters and stuff. But the masks I've been using, the stupid ass fucking paper masks, they're so tight, and I've been wearing them so diligently, even while sleeping and stuff, that my ears were hurting, and it felt like they were going to be bleeding at any second. The pain was actually almost unbearable, to the point where I had to like find cotton masks, like my like material ones, and like find those and just use them. They're hella old and stuff. Keep in mind, like, this was all through a move. Like, you can tell by the background, I'm not in my room. I mean, if you, no one would fucking know because nobody watches my videos and shit, but I moved into a new house with my girlfriend, so yeah, thank you. Anyways, I don't have any of my stuff. I literally have my desk and fucking Pokemon cards. That's what I brought. I brought my desk, my computer, and my setup, and fucking Pokemon cards. All the rest of the shit is still at my house. I have some clothes. Anyways, so yeah, that was just, I just wanted to fucking tell that story about not being able to take the pills and shit. But yeah, so the worst part was ears getting fucked up from the paper masks, and then just glass throat throughout the whole thing. The whole entire time I really didn't have a lot of congestion. Never to the point where I was like having to like cough and like pull out phlegm or anything. That actually never happened to me. Was never an issue. And yeah, like I don't have any like pre-existing ailments or issues like that. I don't really smoke or anything like that either, so there's nothing even closely related to my lungs being previously affected in any way, or having like things I would have to cough up. So that was really interesting, not having any congestion at all. It never once was a problem. I would still I had sinus stuff happening, and like that would obviously drip back, or I'd like be like and then like luging it, and like spitting that out. But it was nothing chest congestion related, which was interesting. But yeah, for work I ended up having to do like an official PCR test. So that's what we did on Wednesday. And it's just crazy that we're in a place where they're just the CDC guidelines and where the workforce is in America. They're just like, you may basically, contact with my job on Thursday. They're like, you may have just tested positive yesterday, but I mean, you're beyond the fucking 5 days from when you first tested positive. So if your symptoms are getting better, like if you're scheduled to work from tomorrow or any days after that, I mean, come to work. And that's just fucking crazy. I don't want to go to work if I'm even still a little bit contagious. It's just fucked up. The whole workforce is fucked up. The situation where we're stuck working in this service environment with other people, putting other people at risk, because it's like what do you do? They're like, well, we're not going to pay you anymore, so if you got fucking sick time or something, you can use that, or just fucking run out of money and lose your don't pay rent and be homeless and die. That's what it feels like to live in America. And I feel like a lot of people don't fucking, or like the older generation doesn't want to fucking sympathize with that. And it's just like, dude, it's fucked up. Like, it shouldn't be like this. But in America, the corporations fucking rule and write everything. I'm lucky that I'm in California and I even got the first 40 hours waived that I wasn't able to work over this week. So shout out to fucking California, Gavin Newsom, for making that happen. Not to fucking go on a crazy tangent. The wifey's texting me. She's like, why are you not in bed? What the fuck? Yeah, okay, so let's finish this up. But yeah, it's just essentially I had a really hard time eating, especially because through the midway point, my canker sore on my tongue. I did explain this. So I was eating fucking stupid ass salty stuff and sour stuff, and I actually really fucked my tongue up just from like continuing to really overload it on like through the course of like a day and a half. And so between that and my throat feeling like literally like it hurt to drink water, swallowing just like wasn't really a thing. So I just ended up barely eating. And anything that touched the tip of my tongue, that hurt so bad. Pain scale was probably like an 8 out of 10. And then throat was really close to a 9 out of 10. Just almost unbearable. I'd be using like Advil, and I'd be mixing it with like a Tylenol like powder that had like fucking, I'd split the powder in half, so it's like 250 milligrams with that. And then I was mixing it with like you know, like the Tylenol like flu day one, which also had like acetaminophen in it. And then I was also doing like a lidocaine like throat spray, and it just, dude, it was just doing the absolute fucking most just to fucking make things bearable. And yeah, I remember we we went to Panda Express because they got the new Beyond chicken, plant-based chicken, orange chicken, Beyond plant-based orange chicken at Panda Express. And that was really hard to eat because it was like spicy, and it was like it touched my tongue, and it was hard, but it was so good. So definitely gotta get more of that. Yeah, we're just running on a tangent now. I've pretty much explained everything, but yeah, for me, COVID in 2022, it was about a solid week. I'm recording this on the 10th, but I'm sleeping as if it's still the 9th. So it was about a full solid week of symptoms, and now I'm better. Probably have full strength back now. I probably lost a couple pounds of weight just from like barely eating, but that's about it. Now I can eat better. The COVID lasted just as long as the cake or sore. All of my symptoms during this time period all lined up, and I'm just happy they're over and done with, because it was an absolute fucking nightmare. And of course, doing this in the middle of moving was trash. We put together a whole new bed frame. I was so sick on one of the nights that I just like ended up KOing because of the medicine I took. And luckily Soraya finished it for us. She was able to put it together so that when I woke up on the couch sweating, I was able to actually lay down in a real bed, which was amazing. So yeah, shout out to getting through it. Really fucked over our moving thing. You know, we've been waiting on this to happen for years, and really kind of like sullied the experience, but just gotta make things better from here, and hopefully she'll get better, because she's going through her side of the symptoms now, and definitely a little bit different. Thankfully I didn't lose any fucking taste or smell. My taste seems maybe a tiny like maybe 5%, 5 to 10%, a little less you know, potent, or it's like debuffed a little bit, but I feel like I have really strong taste buds, and I feel like I have like a super taster, like I have it all over my mouth. So that's not really a problem. Smell is like, it's like, I can still smell fine, you know. Tea chaps, yeah, I can smell fine, but hopefully she's had a couple situations where she's not sure she's smelling or tasting everything completely, so it's a little weird. That was always my worst fear with getting COVID, is like losing fucking sense of taste. I had like a coworker that like a year and a half later still can't taste anything. I'd be devastated. I already hate cooking and fucking having to prepare food for myself as it is, so that would just totally kill the whole experience if I couldn't taste the good things I wanted to eat. But that's about it. Let's wrap it up here. This video's fucking nightmare at 25 minutes, so this is my rant and rave and rumble here for COVID in 2022 and what it was like being sick for a week. Feel free to ask any questions down below. Shout out to my beautiful blank wall. Hopefully it will fill up with cool things in the next video. But that's pretty much it. I just wanted to share my experience and record a late night zany crazy video, you know, at fucking 5 in the morning. I'm gonna get yelled at for being up this late. But yeah, this was my timeline, and I hope you guys stay safe and don't get sick. Okay, bye. Ta-ta. Like, where's the stop recording button?